What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back with another video, and in this video, I'm going to be going over kind of what Apex is. So I literally every video say use Apex, it's better than Forex, blah blah. But I don't have time to go over it. So what actually is Apex? If you don't know what a prop firm is, you need to know what a prop firm is. Someone texted me the other day and they said I have 50K. My dad gave me 150K. I have it from his business, whatever. And I'm like, and he blew 100K of it up. And I'm like, brother, buy a prop firm. You're not actually with a prop firm, you're not putting 150K in the market. You're buying an account, you're buying a 50K account or 150K account for like $50 to $100. That's what it is. So you're buying like a fake account. It's a demo account, and that's what you're doing. All right. On Apex, okay, which there's a lot of prop firms. This is the one I recommend, especially if you're newer and you don't want to use that much money. This is one of the harder ones, though. I mean, I will be honest, okay, just because they're trailing drawdown. But if you trade inversions, probably not going to be a big deal. The trailing drawdown is going to be fine if you trade inversions because the win rate's so high. So you basically go to the site. It's called Apex, and again, I would click Tradeify option. There's a Rhythmic, which you need NinjaTrader for, which is another total charting system. But click Tradeify. You can buy a 50K account, you can buy a 100K account, buy a 150K account, whatever it is. And if you type in, I mean, right now they've run a bunch of discounts. So if you type in code Dodgy, which I can't do, it'll give you a 71% discount. Okay. Now, how do I explain this? Prop firms are good because they give you capital to trade with, and it's not your own money. And if you're losing a 50K account, you're not actually losing $50,000. You're only losing 100. So you're probably like, well, that sounds good to be too good to be true. What's the catch? Well, your max loss you can do on a 50K account is $47,500. So I cannot go below $47,500. So if I start with a $50,000 account and don't mind my little paper trade inversion setup here, it's Asia session, which you don't want to be trading a live account for Asia, but $50,000, if you hit 47,500, the account is failed. Okay, so you're just trying not to hit that. So it's basically a $2,500 account, because if you lose 2,500, you're failed. But if you take my model and you use inversions, how I teach, you will do exceptionally well. Okay. I would recommend practicing a demo account first, just to make sure you know how to do them. But sometimes for people, a demo account isn't enough because it doesn't instill much emotion on them. So I'd recommend with Apex. And you can I literally get like 5 of these accounts. And again, when you buy an Apex account and you get into the market, the spreads are so, like, again, if I put an order here and get in, okay, you'll get filled right there. That's how it is in Apex. On Forex, you get filled who knows where. Okay. And how does this actually work? So NQ is what I trade. There's NQ, ES, and YM. You want to really pay attention to NQ and ES. This is just NAS 100. ES is just the S&P 500. So this has NAS 100, but it's NQ. And the current contract is actually NQ H 2024. So the current contract, but I'm going to just be in the continuous for now. Okay. And it moves $20 per point. So as you can see here, I'm up half a point, meaning I'm up $15. But if we go from 1678.50 where my entry was to 1679.50, I'm up $20. So if we go up 10 points, I'm up I'm up $200 per point. And then just multiply. If I have 5 contracts, that would be 5 contracts. That would be $1,000 for every 10 points. So it moves $20 per point. And there's MNQ as well. So if I go to MNQ, you could trade micros, which I recommend doing micros on a funded account. On an eval account, I do minis, but on a funded account, when you actually get funded, I would recommend doing micros. And these move $2 per point. So it's multiplied by 10 for the NQ. Okay, ES, all right. ES moves $50 per point, but it's not as easy for ES to get a point. So if we went from here, 4969 to 4970, this would be $50, and then just multiply that by the number of contracts you have. So that's how they work. The spread's really light. You can even see, like, if I were on Apex right now and I were to get in here, I'd get filled where I'm basically at right here, okay? It's just you get filled really good. There's almost no spread, and that's just how it is. Okay, and that's why Apex is so good, and that's why futures are so good. But here's the thing: with the trailing drawdown in Apex for a 50K count, let's say you go up to 50,000, 52,000. Your trailing drawdown goes up 50 or 2,000, so it goes to 49,500. So now you cannot go below 49,500, or else you fail the count. So what it was before, it was 47,500. Now it went up. And the worst thing, the worst rule they have is if you go up like 2,500, but you don't sell. So let's say you're at $50,200, and you're up like 50,200, 500, but you don't sell, and then you go back down to 52,000. Your trailing drawdown actually does go up. So this would actually go up even though you didn't sell. And that's the worst rule. But if you take my inversion model, it does not affect me. I'm telling you, it does not affect me. It doesn't really affect a lot of people in my Discord who take the IFGs because there's such a high win rate. You just can't over leverage. Okay, so that's basically kind of the stipulation of an Apex account. And again, you have to type in code Dodgy or whoever you want to support. It doesn't matter to me. And you type in the code, you get the discount, and I buy like 5 accounts at a time, basically. It's just, yeah, I buy like 5 accounts at a time. I practice different strategies on each one, and these are so cheap, and they're always run these really good discounts. And you got to realize, like FTMO is like $500 for like a 100K account or something. It's like $500. Well, with Apex, it's a payment you have to do for like $30-$40, and then if you pass the account without breaking the rules, which if you can't trade, you broke the rules. If you pass an account without breaking the rules, you get a funded account, but you have to pay an activation fee, and the activation fee is the expensive part. That's $150. But once you're in that account, you can get a payout, and you can get $2,000. So you're basically paying almost $200 to get a $200 or $2,000 payout, which is a 10R. So if you fail 5 fundeds and then on the 6th one you get a payout, you're going to be profitable. That's the crazy part. And that's why prop firms are so good and why you should trade Apex. It's just, it's so worth it. Okay. I've gotten a few payouts and I'm way up from what I've spent. Okay. And it's just so worth it. And if you keep an account for more than 3 months, you can request whatever, but for the first 3 months, you can only request 2K. So I've seen people request like 50K if they get an account up to 50K, which is pretty cool. So again, that's just how it works. That's how futures works. Just remember, we move $20 per point in NQ, and then just multiply that however many contracts you have, and then an MNQ, it's divided by 10. Same thing with ES. $50 for ES divided by 10 for MES. So MES would be $5 versus 50. Just remember the trailing drawdown rule. And then once you are funded, there is a rule where if you make like $10,000 in one day, you can't make more than 30% of what you're going to withdraw. So the first 3 months, you're only allowed to withdraw $2,000. So that means 30% of that is about 700. So just don't go over 700 per day if you do get funded. And you need 10 days of trading, of consistent trading, of not buying in and out of micro in 2 seconds to get qualified, which is pretty easy. I mean, you can take a losing day and you can take a winning day, and the only thing that's gonna hurt you is if you revenge trade and over leverage. That's the only thing that's gonna hurt you. Okay, if you're fine though, these accounts are definitely worth it. So that's kind of a little bit about what Apex is. I would definitely recommend getting an account. I mean, I literally get like a bunch just to practice different strategies, and it feels so much more real than demo. That's the thing. Like, it feels real, even though it's technically not. And you can still get paid if you do well for it, and it's a 10R. So I think it's worth it. I would try to get a couple of accounts, up to you, obviously. And again, let me know if you guys have any questions, but that's really the main gist of kind of what I talk about with these Apex accounts. So that's it for now. I'll see you guys later, and peace.